Girl singer Sean Kingston and his mother jailed over $1 million fraud. Kingston bought a huge amount of luxury items with money he didn't have. American singer and rapper Sean Kingston has been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison after he conducted a $1 million fraud scheme. The Beautiful Girl singer, whose real name is Keishan Anderson, was convicted earlier this year and could have faced as many as 20 years in federal prison after he was found guilty alongside his mother, Janice Turner. Federal prosecutors revealed during the case that Kingston and his mother would often purchase goods under the premise that he and other high-profile celebrities would feature them on their social media, which never happened. Kingston was accused of regularly name-dropping Justin Bieber, having collaborated with the Canadian pop star on the 2010 hit Eeny Meeny, but Bieber wasn't involved in any way. They also sent across fake wire receipts of payment having spent over $1 million last April 2023 and March 2024 on luxury goods, including watches, a 232-inch LED TV, oh that sounds nice, a bulletproof Cadillac, a 232-inch TV, that does sound nice, we all admit that does sound nice. Mine's only 50 inch, 55 inch, something like that. Despite several companies contacting Kingston when they didn't receive any money, only those who filed lawsuits or contacted law enforcement were eventually paid. Kingston's mother was sentenced to 5 years in prison back in July, but the 35-year-old sentencing was rescheduled, and he was visibly emotional on Friday the 15th of August, as the judge confirmed he would spend the next 3.5 years behind bars. Back in March, when the mother and son were first convicted, Kingston broke down in tears and shouted, "Protect my mother," as US Marshals first took Turner into custody. Well, maybe you should have gotten your mother involved in this situation in the first place. Or maybe she shouldn't have gotten involved in this situation in the first place. Bit of common sense here, like, just, put it out there. When Kingston was first arrested in May 2024, attorney Dennis Card accused Kingston of defrauding the Florida company that installed his TV set. He told AP, "It is amazing what you can get away with if you are a celebrity." I mean, that's what they feel like anyway, these celebrities. They feel like, hey, just because I got a bit of a name status, I got a bit of clout, I got this many followers on Instagram or Spotify or Twitter or whatever it may be, my music's doing really well or my movie's doing really well, they think that they are untouchable, that they are above the law and they are larger than life in some way or another. Like, it's crazy how much they can lose themselves once they hit a bit of a celebrity status, if that makes sense. He creates this larger than life I am rich persona. His mother is a necessary culprit in this. He presents himself as a family-orientated guy. I'm taking care of my mum, but she knows full well what is going on. The pair had been under house detention since first being found guilty, and after Turner's sentencing in July, Kingston's time in jail was officially confirmed as of yesterday, when his article came out, that is. Speaking at the sentencing, Assistant US Attorney Mark Anton described Kingston as someone addicted to his celebrity lifestyle, even though he could no longer afford to maintain it. Yeah, that's sadly what happens. Once you get a bit of money, you get a bit of a following, you sort of like it, you get addicted to the taste, if that makes sense, and then you just lose yourself. You just lose any sort of humanity that was with you before you reached your certain profile status, if you will. It's actually kind of sad to see that as well. It really is sad. He said he clearly doesn't like to pay and relies on his celebrity status to defraud his victims. He is a thief and a con man, plain and simple. Kingston's defense attorney argued that he still had the mentality of a teenager who was never shown how to properly invest the millions he earned at a huge success in the music industry. And out of curiosity, I wanted to see actually how old was he when his music dropped, the first time around, that is. So Kingston was 17 years old when his debut single, Beautiful Girls, was released in 2007. He was born on February 1st, 1990, and the song was released in May 2007, making him 17 at the time, according to Wikipedia and some radio station, also radio platform. His debut album, also titled Sean Kingston, was released later that year. I guess it does make sense that at a young age, you got all the success coming in your way, and you have no idea what to do with it. Like, you're just wasting it in a sense. You got nobody around you to, like, really talk you out of it, really teach you to invest in your millions. You just like, nope, I'm going to spend it on this car, I'm going to spend it on this house, you know, this champagne bottle, whatever it may be, you know, these luxury clothes. So yeah, I actually believe that he probably didn't know how to actually treat his money when he started earning a lot of money from his success album and also his single at the time. He also suggested that he accepted responsibility for his actions and planned to pay back every cent when he is free, which is why Kingston's jail term is shorter than his mother's, as her court case was described by the judge as an obstruction. So I guess Shorty did indeed call 911 in this situation. If you don't get what I mean, don't worry about it, it's just a reference to one of his songs. But yeah, like, this doesn't come as a surprise to me in any way, shape or form. Once again, thinks they are above the law and thinks that they are larger than life in some capacity or another, and they end up losing themselves to their success, which is a shame. Music business and the music world itself, he could possibly be a decent dude. We don't know. You know, he seems to have a good relationship with his mother, obviously. He seems to really care about his mother, so I imagine he probably has a good heart outside of the music business. But unfortunately, his career probably didn't go the way he hoped after his debut album, Sean Kingston, in 2007. And afterwards, his career just sort of went nowhere in some ways. Like, yeah, he was still putting out hit singles here and there, some albums here and there, and maybe winning awards here now and again. But he didn't probably achieve the level of success he probably thought he was going to reach. And he probably hoped he was going to reach as well. And eventually, sooner or later, the numbers just disappeared. And he just wasn't really making it, sort of became irrelevant, if you will. And he just sort of like disappeared from people's memories. And his millions probably started to disappear as well, because he wasn't saving any of his money. He was just wasting it on like whatever he was wasting it on, which is his business. Obviously, that's his business. Your money, spend it on whatever you want. Not trying to hurt nobody. In this case, he probably, unfortunately in this case he was, but anybody with your money, go for it, do whatever you want. Please let me know your feelings down below. Have you heard of Sean Kingston, the rapper / singer? Are you familiar with any of his music? What do you think of this entire situation in general? Should he have gotten longer? Should he have gotten the same amount of sentencing that his mother got? And her sentencing was 5 years in prison. So all in all, please let me know your feelings down below. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.